Although the ear is capable of detecting sound intensities as small as 1 × 10⁻12 watts per meter squared, it is not equally sensitive to all frequencies, as the graph shows. This graph displays a series of curves known as the Fletcher-Munson curves, after H. Fletcher and M. Munson, who first determined them in 1933. In these graphs, the audible sound frequencies are plotted on the horizontal axis, and the sound intensity levels in decibels are plotted on the vertical axis. Each curve is a constant loudness curve because it shows the sound intensity level needed at each frequency to make the sound appear to have the same loudness. For example, the lowest curve, in red, represents the threshold of hearing. It shows the intensity levels at which sounds of different frequencies just become audible. The graph indicates that the intensity level of a 400 Hz sound must be about 8 decibels greater than the intensity level of a 1000 Hz sound to be at the threshold of hearing. Therefore, the ear is less sensitive to a 400 Hz sound than it is to a 1000 Hz sound. A 1000 Hz pure tone sounds like this, and a 400 Hz pure tone sounds like this. In general, the Fletcher-Munson curves reveal that the ear is most sensitive in the range of about 1 to 5 kHz and becomes progressively less sensitive at higher and lower frequencies. Notice that the curves reach a minimum around 3,500 to 4,000 Hz. This corresponds to the region where human hearing is most sensitive due to a resonance in the hearing cavity. This region of hearing is very susceptible to damage. Each curve on the graph represents a different loudness, and each is labeled according to its intensity level at 1000 Hz. For instance, the curve labeled 60 represents all sounds that have the same loudness as a 1000 Hz sound whose intensity level is 60 decibels. These constant loudness curves become flatter as the loudness increases, the relative flatness indicating that the ear is nearly equally sensitive to all frequencies when the sound is loud. Thus, when you listen to loud sounds, you hear the low frequencies, the middle frequencies, and the high frequencies about equally well. However, when you listen to quiet sounds, the high and low frequencies seem to be absent because the ear is relatively insensitive to these frequencies under such conditions.